Hello and welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence. Last episode was quite happy, and I still don't think the happy times are going to last very long, but we'll see. Marks, let's sleep together tonight, Marks. You act like this is some kind of special occasion. You come sleep with me every night you don't work. Only on days I don't work. It's not like I'm off every day, so yeah, I'd say it's a special occasion. I had a very long day, so I would really like to... Hi? Hey! I had a super great time today. It's kind of felt like you've been distant lately, so it was really nice being able to spend the day with you. I haven't been... So you don't hate me or anything then? No, I don't. Oh, thank goodness. I don't have any reason at all to feel anything so hostile towards her. But for some reason, I do feel a strange discomfort in her presence. Whenever I see her talking to someone, laughing with them, something unpleasant wells up in my chest. What is that feeling? I don't understand the things I feel. We should go out again sometime. I should get to sleep as well. I can forget about everything in my dreams. This unpleasantness in my chest. This lump in my throat. Absolutely everything. Mother! Mother! You agreed with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother. Why? Because you're worthless to me. Cheers, a saint's blood and good fortune to all. Oh, I almost forgot. You need to eat too, don't you, daughter of God? I'm told consuming meat increases the amount of blood your body produces. So I've acquired some special exotic meat just for you. All I and my guests desire is a good time. You are nothing more than an exhibit for our entertainment. All that matters is that you continue to play the role of a saint. You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin. Are you okay, Mox? Yes, I'm fine. You don't look fine at all. You're paler than a ghost. What's wrong? Are you sick? Hold on, I'll go get someone. Don't. Huh? Don't get anyone. But you're... I'm fine, as I said. I apologize for waking you. Go back to sleep. I can't just go back to sleep with you looking like that. This isn't the first time this has happened, Morgs. I haven't mentioned it before, but you sometimes toss and turn real bad in your sleep, groaning and whimpering like you're in pain. Do you have nightmares about the places you used to be? I don't like to see you hurting, Morgs. You can tell me anything. I'll take some of the weight off to get it out. Then everything can be all happy and smiles again. Talking. That's it. Let the bad memories out. Replace them with all the fun we have. Stop talking. No. Stop acting like you know anything about me. That's not what I want to say. I'm not like you. I can't switch everything off and laugh like nothing is wrong. I must keep the ugliness inside. I can't let it out. Stop trying to make me into something I'm not and will never be. I can't stop. I can't keep it in. Stop trying to drag me down into your world, to rip me from my identity. Make it stop. Stop trying to make me into a normal girl. Please make it stop. Morgs. Hey, what's all the racket? Quiet down, would you? I was almost asleep. Aye, I'm sorry. Well, hold on, Morgs. Where are you going? Get back here. The pre-dawn air slithered over my skin. It crawled down my throat, warm and humid and unpleasant. It didn't cool me down as I had hoped it would, instead causing the heat within to build up further as I ran. The tight squeezing, nauseating feeling swelled. My heart and spirit, which I had believed to be pure and clean and sacred, were now a putrid mire. The filthy air of the slums tainted me. This isn't who I am. This isn't me. With no goal, no direction in mind, I dashed down a barely lit alleyway. I don't let my emotions run wild. I know how to control my words. I don't feel animosity without reason. That's not what I'm supposed to be. I knew good and well Jaren had meant me no ill will. Jaren, Maria, him. They all had the best intentions. I wasn't so blind as to not realize that. Those good intentions simply annoyed me to no end. And that, I finally realized, was what I was feeling. That was the source of all my discomfort. Every act of kindness felt as though it was being forced on me. As though everyone was walking on eggshells around me. Every kind thing someone did only made me feel that much more pitiful. A life of cheer and excitement seemed like a distant dream. And I hated myself for how inferior that made me feel. But I couldn't take the hands being offered to me either. A couple years earlier, I would not have felt any of this. Any of these ugly, sad, pathetic emotions. If anything, I would have been proud that I had no place among regular people. So why was it also agonizing now? Why did I feel like I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs? At some point in my frenzy, I had made my way fairly deep into the slums. Sunrise was approaching, but the stench of alcohol still hung thick in the air. And mixed in was a wide array of sharp body odors and excrement. Remaining here was unwise. However, I wasn't sure which way to go to get back out.
Hey chum, would you look at that? A girl it is. Happy days. I don't get the coin to go down to the whorehouse.
I have to get out of here.
Ooh, gonna there she is. Wonder how far she'll make it on them twiggy legs.
A little resistance just makes it more exciting. Oh, Father, please lead me from this place.
Hold on a sec. Look at the girl's face.
Huh? Who gives a rat's ass if she's ugly? What in the flying fuck is wrong with her face?
She might have some kind of disease. Oh hell no. Rebecca ain't getting nowhere near that. Let's get out of here before we catch whatever she's got.
And here I was getting my hopes up. You and your disease can piss right off. As the man walked off, it wasn't relief that welled up within me. My knees gave out and I fell to the hard ground. I jumbled not in fear, but in unmitigated despair. The harsh words cut into me like so many blades. I'm not diseased. I'm pure, holy. My body and my blood are divine. I hadn't forgotten that was how people saw me. My nightmares did well enough to ensure I couldn't. Every time I passed by a mirror, I couldn't avoid the dreadful sight of my own face. My skin was rough and patchy every time I reached up to touch it. But even with those constant reminders, in my time at the brothel, nobody had ever acted outwardly prejudiced. They treated me like I was anyone else. At the festival, no one had said a word. But it struck me now that the only reason for that was because I was there with others. I had a renewed awareness of my own unpleasantness. A renewed awareness that no one saw me as a saint, but a hideous witch. That even desperate, drunk, homeless men wanted nothing to do with me. My spirit shriveled. Anger welled up within me. I wanted nothing more than to scream. But I knew that if I did, it would only make me feel that much worse about myself. There you are! I've been looking all over. Morgs! It's not safe to be out at this hour. There's still all sorts of scary people in the streets. Let's go back, eh? Come on. If I said anything to hurt or upset you, I'm sorry. I'm not good at the whole picking up on what people are feeling thing. Just stop. Huh? I don't want your pity. Huh? I hate being treated like that. I hate the way you're always acting like you feel sorry for me. I hate it. I can't stand it. No, that's not it. I don't. And I hate you. I don't hate you. You're just a filthy whore. A dirty, blasphemous whore. Stop. Stop talking. This isn't how I actually feel. You're as impure as they come. I don't want to hurt you. You think a chastity is meaningless. You're just an animal. In fact, I envy your optimism, your unwavering positivity. I don't need your solid pity. I am so much more pure, so much more holy than you could ever hope to be. I hate myself more than anyone. I hate that I can't make it stop, that I keep saying these things I don't mean. Yeah, you're right. I'm not pure. You're absolutely right. Well, you've got the purest heart of anyone. I know that, so you don't need to get mad or sad or anything. What is wrong with you? How can you say that? Because it's true. Get angry. Huh? Did you not hear all the terrible things I said about you? Get angry with me. Insult me back. Hurt me as much as I hurt you. I'm not hurt though. I'm not mad or upset about anything you said. So I have no reason to say anything mean to you. Of course she's not. No matter how much vitriol I spit, it just slides right off her. She remains unscathed. Meanwhile I only get uglier and uglier. You're a damned witch wearing saint skin. Is she really a saint? You're the daughter of a charlatan. You're worthless to me. Marks? What's going on? I can't breathe. I can't breathe. What's wrong, Marks? Oh God, what do I do? Will rubbing your back make it better? Oh, it's not helping at all. Someone, she needs help.
Hey you there, what's the ruckus? What? Jaren? And Morgana? What's going on? What are you doing here?
Jackie, Morgs just suddenly started having trouble breathing and nothing I do is making it any better.
Stand back.
Okay.
She's hyperventilating. Okay, Morgana, listen to me. I need you to calm yourself. You need to exhale. Breathe out. Don't worry, it'll be all over soon. Slowly.
Breathe out slowly. That's good. I'll be right here the whole time. Don't you worry one bit. No one's going to hurt you. You're safe now. You're okay. Oh, thank goodness. It looks like she's all better. I was scared stiff. We're lucky you showed up, Jackie. What were you doing out this early, though? The gang takes shifts doing patrols. I happen to be on duty right now. I'd like to ask you the same thing. What the hell are the two of you doing in this rat's nest? About that. You know, lots of reasons. And none of them is an excuse for two young girls to be alone in a place like this. You're prime targets for the kind of scumbags who try to go after you. No one came after us. No one would target someone who looks like me. I have all the proof I need of that. Then what caused that? Morgana. Hey, I'm gonna head back, Jackie. That's a good idea. I'll accompany the two of you. No, I'll be fine on my own. The sun's out and all the scary people have gone away. Excuse me? You're going back alone? Well... I figure Mogs needs some time to calm the rest of the way down, and there's too many people at the brothel to do it there. So if you take her somewhere nice and quiet, that'd be amazing. I'll let Maria know. Somewhere quiet? Such as... See you later. Wait. Hey, Sharon. And she's gone. Where can I take her that's quiet, without a lot of people? Is there even a... Well, I think you know a spot. There is one place. So, Morgana, if you would rather go back to the brothel, let me know, okay? But anyway, by process of elimination, there's only one place I can take you that satisfies all the requirements given. I assure you that, under any other circumstances, this would not be my first choice, and I am only proposing it because there is no other suitable option. So, yeah. You can come back to my place. I was wondering whether it's gonna be that or the graveyard, you know. But I guess if it's in the early hours, you don't really want to be there either. Now, don't get any strange ideas. I swear on my honor I have no intention of doing anything to you. Not that I would even have any interest in doing any such things to a child like you. So, with that in mind, would you rather go there or back to the brothel? I would like to get out of here sooner rather than later. So, if you could make a decision, I'd really appreciate it. Are we gonna have to choose? Morgana. I don't want to go back to the brothel yet. Alright then. Off we go, I guess. Okay.
Do you need help getting up?
My legs have given out.
Grab my shoulders. I'll carry you. Come on now, hurry it up.
I was never one to initiate physical contact with anyone. I acted as though I simply didn't like it, but in truth, I was probably more scared than anything. How was I even supposed to offer these scar-ridden hands to anyone? How was I even supposed to approach someone with most of the skin on my face missing? I could tell myself again and again that every scar was a sign of my sacred sacrifice. But in what I had once felt pride, now I only felt disgust. I lamented the wounds obscuring my skin, and for the first time, I sincerely wished for them all to heal, as any other girl my age might. Then, I wouldn't have to feel like I was ugly. I wouldn't have to hesitate to offer my hand. I wouldn't have any reservations about him touching me.
The sun's coming up. Look at that. Pretty impressive, huh? The sun's light even reaches this deep, dark corner of the world. I mean, of course it does, but I don't know, for some reason it seems particularly bright today. Hey, Morgana. Can I ask how you ended up here? What happened? Did you get in a fight with Jaren?
Something like that.
Huh. Well, that's something you don't see every day. But I guess whenever you have more than one person in the same place, problems are going to arise eventually. Jaren can be a bit, well, excessively frank, so I'm sure she didn't mean to hurt you, whatever she said.
No, it wasn't her. I lashed out at her, unprovoked.
Now that I have difficulty imagining. You always seem to be in control of your emotions. Actually, no. I was just reminded of this too. But as mature as you may seem, you're still only 11. There's nothing unusual about that, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Stop thinking of me like I'm a normal girl.
You are, no matter what you say. At least, you are to me. You're allowed to yell at someone if you're upset with them. You're allowed to get in a fight if you're having a bad day. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to feel whatever you feel. You don't have to hold it in.
Those are all things mere people do. And like I just said,
you are a regular person. You're no different from me or Maria or Jaren or anyone else.
Any other day, I would argue the point further. Calling me normal is akin to denying me my very identity. But right now, the world feels so welcoming, to the point I would feel bad fighting him over it. I wonder, what's so different about today?
Hey, I'm sorry.
What? You have nothing to apologize for? Not today, but the festival. I feel like I was trying to force you to have a good time. In fact, whenever you acted like you weren't, it got on my nerves. It frustrated me how I was trying so hard and you seemed to be trampling my efforts. And I've been doing that for a long time now. I frequently get upset at your harsh words when I'm applying ointment. But I'm realizing what seems charitable and generous from my point of view isn't necessarily the same from yours. So I'm sorry for constantly being so presumptuous. I won't try to coerce you into going to the festival next year. You're not yourself today. Excuse me? In what way? You're unusually open. I never thought you would come to that realization, let alone apologize for any of it. It certainly wasn't in my initial plans for the day. But for whatever reason, having you so close seems to have that effect on me. And for you too, if I may be so presumptuous. So it does. Well, we're on the same page about one thing. That said, I don't intend to back down on the ointment. I'm doing it because I want to. So just tell yourself you're generously allowing me to have my way, if you would. Are you okay with that? You already said you weren't going to back down, so why are you even asking? Do as you please. That I will. But I won't stop complaining either. I'll have to practice not letting it get under my skin as much then. Yeah? To this day. Yeah? What's up? To this day, I've never forgotten what my life was like 2 years ago. I have dreams. I have nightmares about it. My episode back there was caused by one of those flashbacks. Well, damn. That'd do it. I can't escape from the nightmares. They're always there, always right behind me. Sometimes I can feel the pain like I'm there again. Sometimes it's even worse than the real thing. I fear sleep. Will I ever be free from the Lord's terror? You will. You never have to see him again. And you can beat those dreams. It'll take time, but you can do it. He won't be able to terrorize you forever. Can I really beat them? Absolutely. If he shows up in your dreams, just close your eyes. Do anything you can to erase him from your mind. Banish all your memories of him. Do that enough times, and before you know it, you'll actually start forgetting about him, until eventually, every trace of him will be gone. Nothing that terrible will ever happen again. You have my word. You can believe me. You can't control the world though, Jacopo. Everything will be okay. The Lord's not long for this world anymore. Anyway, given how much hatred he's garnered from his people. And in any event, should it come to it, I'll take his head off myself.
Don't do anything to put your life at risk.
Huh?
If you end up dying, I'll have nightmares of a different variety.
Fair enough. You know, you're not acting much like yourself today either. That caught me off guard. Not in a bad way, though.
I take it back. Burn in hell.
Thanks.
I was wondering, will there be another festival next year?
You mean Midsummer? It's an annual celebration, so yeah, there'll be another festival. Though with the way things are going, I expect it'll keep getting smaller and smaller in scale. Why do you ask? Morgana?
I would not be opposed to going again next time.
Don't think you have to if you don't want to.
I don't.
Well, alright. Would it be presumptuous for me to assume you enjoyed yourself then?
I can't say I especially did, no.
I don't get it. Why are you saying you'll go next year if you had a bad time this year?
Because I get the feeling that might change with time.
Really?
Yes.
Alright. Then I'll remind you when the time comes. Next year, the year after, and every year after that.
You do that.
So, hey, are you still planning to head out on your own when you get older?
I am, yes.
So nothing's changed there, huh?
All I do there is take up space.
That's not your reason for wanting to leave, is it? You know that's not true. You keep the place clean and cook for the girls and do plenty else to help out. If anything, I'd say you only take up space far less than other kids your age.
When I was younger, I did so much more to help so many others. I may as well be lazing around and doing nothing compared to what I was once able to accomplish.
You know, I've avoided asking this question for a while, but what was your life like before you ended up here? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
I am the daughter of...
Morgana?
Why can I not bring myself to say I am the daughter of God? That I am a saint? That I am not like the rest of you? That my blood has miraculous powers? It's all the truth. So why do I so fear acknowledging that I am not one of them? I am the daughter of the church, and to help spread the word of God.
I assumed it was something like that. Did you grow up in a church then?
Something of the sort.
Oh. Well, the past is the past. What you did then, what you could do then, isn't necessarily what you have to do now. As far as I'm concerned, you're more than pulling your weight. If you don't want to stay at the brothel, that's one thing, but don't feel like you're not contributing enough.
Tell me.
What?
Tell me about when you were younger.
Why?
Or don't. You don't have to.
I never said I wouldn't. I'm just surprised to see you showing any interest in me. Today's just full of surprises. I think I mentioned how I don't remember much about my childhood. I have vague memories of how the language sounded, as well as wheat fields stretching as far as the eye can see. I love just sitting and watching as it swayed back and forth in the wind, like waves in an ocean of gold. I assume my parents were there with me, though I can't say for sure. I just remember they were pleasant days. I don't remember where I was born or what it was called, only that it was somewhere far from here.
How did you end up in the city? Do you really not remember?
I assume I was sold off. I found an opportunity and managed to escape, running and running and running for who knows how many days, until finally a city came into view. And into the slums I went. I only have scattered fragments of memories of that time. I assume it was so unpleasant, my mind shut it all out.
I thought family were supposed to be those who wouldn't throw you out onto the streets.
Huh?
That's what Maria said.
Oh yeah, she did, didn't she? Not every family's the same. Some will, some won't. My guess is that they were financially unable to keep me. But you know, nothing says you have to be blood related to be family. Maybe the first one throws you out. Doesn't mean you can't go and find yourself a new one.
What happens next?
What?
In your story, what happens next?
Oh, you want me to keep going? I was kind of hoping you'd gotten bored. But alright. Living in the slums, surviving day to day was my first priority. I was too young to get any real work, so I became a thief.
Heathen.
Shall I burn in hell? I bet I'm completely irredeemable in your eyes. I've stolen, lied and deceived and even killed people.
What?
I killed several guards in the slave revolt. And that wasn't the first time either. Even as a child, my hands were not free of blood.
You are a sinner. A vile, wretched, miserable sinner.
That I am.
Burn in hell.
I'm sure I will once I'm dead.
When you were younger, why did you kill?
Maria's told you about what the brothel used to be like, right? Real run down and smaller than it is now.
She has, yes.
This isn't exactly the safest neighborhood now, and back then it was even worse. Our gang hadn't formed up yet, so naturally we weren't doing peacekeeping work either. One day, back when Maria was 12 and I was 14, a thief broke into the brothel. He attempted to rape her. As I watched the man knock her down, climb on top of her, my blood boiled. All I could think about was getting him off of her. And so I killed him. It was the first time I had ever taken someone's life. I was shaking from head to toe for I don't even know how long.
I could never imagine that happening to Maria.
She's a tough woman, absolutely, and I wouldn't be surprised if she was calmer than me. But she was still only 12 at the time. Right about your age, in fact. Strong as she may have been, she couldn't possibly have overpowered a full-grown man. The only reason I didn't end up dead is because I attacked him from behind while he was distracted. I understand good and well that murder is wrong. But sometimes it's you or them, and, well, if you don't have the strength to kick back, the world will trample all over you until there's nothing left. I don't want to spend my life in constant civility, having everything taken away from me, always on the losing side. I'm tired of being on the bottom. I want to climb higher, high enough to look out upon the whole wide world.
I see. And is that the same world you say you want to go out into?
It is.
And the world you keep saying you want to show me?
It absolutely is.
I see. That's not the world I want to see, though. But I have no right to trample on his dreams. Well, I hope you make it someday.
As do I. All right, we're almost there. See that building up ahead? I live on the second floor. Not the most comfortable place in the world, but it's a place to sleep and a roof over my head. Should suffice until you're feeling a little better. And don't worry, I'll sleep on the floor. You can have the bed. So, yeah, take as much time as you... Morgana? She's asleep. Oh, for the love of God. So goddamn much for that. Oh well. Once I've got her tucked in, I should get some sleep myself. You know, I kind of feel like I finally closed some of the gap between us. And I can only hope you feel the same. Sleep well, Morgana. And may you be free from your nightmares forever. Yeah, it's a nice sentiment that he's saying, okay, forget about the Lord and everything. But I suppose it was a contributing factor in her memories getting all jumbled up in the end. Like if you remember the main game, how she basically mixed up the Lord and Jacopo. Not like you can expect something like that to happen, but yeah. Trauma is a tricky thing. Oh, morning already. Or is it the afternoon? Either way, it's about time I got up. My back hurts like hell. Why? Oh, right. I slept on the floor and...
Na 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 na.
There was something oddly revitalizing about the sunlight shining in through the open window. And the summer breeze lacked its usual stifling heat, in fact feeling quite pleasant against my cheeks. A pair of long burgundy braids danced gently in the wind. Oh. Leaning against the windowsill and singing was a young girl. Beads of light streaming down over her small robed body. I found myself staring, entranced by the sight. The ground where she stood seemed almost sacred, like it would be forever tainted if I set foot in it. The sound of her voice washed over me like a wave and seeped into my half-asleep body, permeating every fiber of my being. An indescribable amalgam of feelings welled up in my breast. It was a feeling similar to the first time I had heard her sing, only incomparably more profound. It took everything I had to keep the fire from appearing on my face, spilling from my lips. I simply sat there in silence, taking in the sight and sound. When she slowly turned to face me, the sunlight now illuminating her silhouette.
Oh, I thought you were still asleep. Good morning.
Morgana, your face.
What of it?
In a half frenzy, I scrambled over to the window and grabbed her by her shoulders. Her eyes went wide for a moment, but she didn't shove me aside, only stared. I could see my own reflection in her golden eyes. And then, as my eyes grew accustomed to the light, I saw her as she was, face covered in the same marks I knew so well.
What's wrong? Did you forget I was here?
I could only imagine how stupid my face looked in that moment, mouth hanging awkwardly half agape as I attempted to chuckle, only a sigh managing to make it up and out of my throat. Sorry. Still not all the way awake. Like, I would expect that her newfound, like the way she thinks about her face now, might have some impact, but not overnight. That would have been weird. Was the face I had seen a mere illusion? A fantasy conjured up by my mind? Almost certainly. It was nothing more than a figment of my imagination. But I wanted it to be what she looked like when she healed. And I wanted more than ever to finally see it for real. Because I was standing so close, she had to tilt her head back more than usual to see me, resulting in her face, usually concealed by a hood, being exposed to the sunlight. Even covered in grotesque marks, I was close enough to make out the precise outline of her face, the exact shape of her eyes, the perfect straight line of her nose. With each passing moment, that vision began to seem more and more real. I summoned the image of her healed face once more. Standing before me was a girl who could easily pass as a noble, a beauty and dignity to match her impeccable singing voice. Imposing though she was, I was certain her smile would be filled with warmth.
Is something the matter? Why are you staring at me? I know I'm hideous. You don't have to tell me, so get back.
Morgana,
What?
I think I might love you.
Okay then. Excuse me?
The words came out entirely independent of my own will. I didn't grasp the meaning of what I had just said, until after I realized her brow was furrowed in perplexity. Until after, like a total buffoon, I thought, why is Morgana giving me that look? A chill ran down my spine as I finally began to comprehend the absurdity of what I had said. Not a single excuse came to mind. All my words simply vanished into a thick white fog. What had I said to her again? What had I said to this little girl? I loved her? Me, in love with a child.
Is that so? Why, thank you.
You sure don't sound surprised. How can she remain so calm? I'm barely keeping it together here.
I don't see why I would be. You're only telling me what I already know.
Well, say again. She already knew how I felt. I didn't even know how I felt.
You care for everyone at the brothel. You love all the girls at the brothel like they're your family. It's quite obvious from your actions. I suppose it doesn't hurt to put into words every once in a while. But in any case, you've made your feelings quite clear. You've made it clear that I count as one of them.
The only thing that's clear here is that you don't understand the first thing about my feelings. No, I meant... Do I really want to tell her right here, right now, that no, my feelings for her are different? Use your damn head, Jacopo. She's 11 years old. And you're 21. What the hell's gotten into you? Yeah, I meant it exactly like that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
I see. Well, I'll say... It means a lot to me to be seen the same as everyone else.
Morgana.
I said nothing. You heard nothing.
God, what is happening to me? I have no idea what's going on anymore. Nothing makes the dumbest bit of sense. I was having a difficult time accepting how taken I seemed to be with this girl. With this child. I covered my face with my hands, groaning and trying my best not to pay any mind to the pair of perplexed eyes I could feel staring a hole through me. And I thought, I have to at least wait until she turns 16. I mean, there's the thing, right? Feelings are one thing. What? Another 7 months pass, bringing the 3 years for their first encounter. Wait. I was gonna say, it's one thing, your feelings, like what he said to her before. Your feelings are your feelings, what are you gonna do about it? It's how you act on them. Yeah. Time continued its slow, constant march, and soon winter was upon us. The skies were incredibly clear, hardly a cloud in sight. By all appearances, the weather was great, until the occasional gust of wind came along and chilled me to the bone. Each breath came out in a puff of white, dissipating as it drifted upward. Rubbing my arms, I made my way to where I knew I would find her. Has she ever once skipped a day these last 3 years? Rain or snow, sweltering heat or bitter cold. She always seems to be here when I come looking. I let out a little sigh, then called for her. I swear, you spend so much time in this graveyard that one of these days someone's going to mistake you for a gravekeeper, or maybe a grave robber. She turned around to face me. She looked moderately annoyed, her glare piercing as ever. I could hear the soft bite of her voice before she even responded. Someone less familiar with her might perceive her mannerisms as standoffish, not unlike she had been when I first brought her here. But I could clearly tell the difference. She was warming up, ever so slightly.
I can understand a grave keeper, but I take offense at the suggestion I look like a grave robber. I'm praying for souls who have no one to see them off.
She was no longer walking on eggshells through every interaction. And her sense of self-worth seemed to have improved as well. I would even go so far as to say she could get a bit cocky at times, generally at my expense. But that also meant I didn't have to tread quite so carefully around her either. Trading grievances and insults was becoming our personal kind of banter. Rather than signifying a widening rift, the increased level of abuse was a sign of how much closer we'd gotten. Honestly, I don't get it. Why do you care so much?
These are souls that have no one else to pray for them. At best, they may get a bit of lip service from a priest once or twice. It's our responsibility to offer a helping hand to the sick and the poor. To pray for the abandoned souls.
Oh boy, here comes another sermon. What I don't get is why you need to pray for the dead at all. They're just bags of bones.
I hope you enjoy an eternity in hell, blasphemer.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
I'm joking, obviously.
You take black humor to a new level. The fact that she would even call such remarks a joke was proof enough of how far she had come. This wasn't the first time I had told her I thought the living were more important than the dead, and we still disagreed on that point. But our differences in values had caused her to push away much harder before than she did now. At least I was pretty sure she wasn't pushing me away as much. Hey, it's that time again, Morgana. Come on, don't turn away from me. I know you can hear me. I brought ointment, so let me put it on you.
It's a waste of time.
You don't know that. Your rounds look much better than before. It won't be long before your face starts healing too.
Ointment isn't free. You're wasting your money.
It's my money. I can use it however I please. So just shut up and let me do this.
You're a very obnoxious man, you know.
What was that? You want me to rub it in real hard, do you?
Fine.
While it might appear I wanted something in return for my efforts, I wasn't in it for gratitude or a reward. It was more like my way of retaliating. She badmouthed me, I made her take my ointments. We had performed this ritual hundreds of times now, though the exact shape of the exchange slowly evolved over time. Where I would once desperately attempt to shoot down her assertions of wasting your time and there's no point, I had come to realize that doing so only put unnecessary stress on her, so I started jabbing back instead. And for all her complaining, I was pretty sure Morgana wasn't entirely put off by my stubborn insistence. The day after the festival, when I had declared my intent to keep trying to heal her face, she had responded with, "I won't stop complaining either," and I had said, "I'll have to practice not letting it get under my skin as much then." I still remembered that day quite vividly, and I hoped she did as well. So while it might come off like we were genuinely fighting, in reality, I quite enjoyed our little sparring matches. Sparring? She was still outwardly reticent and sulky as ever, but in a kind of charming way, now that we had established this routine. Not having to be so painfully careful with my words made things easier for me as well. What are you laughing about? Oh, nothing. Hey, don't give me that death glare of yours. You think this is me glaring? So, I've been meaning to ask you something. And what would that be? What are you hoping to get out of repairing my face? I'm not trying to get anything. I just want you to heal up. And here I thought you were going to try and make me work at the brothel. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not going to make you be a prostitute. What other reason could you have for wanting my face to get better? Because I want to see it. Isn't that enough? Just so we're clear, that wasn't me hitting on you, okay? The thought never occurred to me. I hope you're prepared to be let down if I ever do heal. In fact, you had best not get your hopes up at all. The higher you let your expectations climb, the greater your disappointment will be when I turn out to be equally hideous beneath these scars. Not even I can remember what I looked like before. I'm not afraid to be disappointed. That possibility is just part of the fun. You have as much tact as a worm. No tact and a preference for ugly girls, I'm told. I'm a real winner. Ugly It's a wonder no one throttles you in your sleep. I'll still be your friend, even if you turn out to be the ugliest girl in the city. You should be grateful. You're unbelievable. And to think I used to think you were a half-decent man. If you'd like me to go back to walking on thin ice, I can, but my gut tells me that's not what you really want. There's a difference between not sugarcoating your words and being outright rude, you realize? Yeah, you're one to talk. How is it you haven't managed to chase off everyone in your life yet? I act like a decent guy around other people. Do my best to fit in. Then why are you such a dolt around me? Just doing my best to fit in. So you're saying this is my fault? Everyone could use a thorn or two, makes it more exciting. You especially. Okay, that should be everything. Does it sting anywhere? Not particularly, no. Alright. Oh, also finish up here and get back to the brothel soon. Unless you'd rather I drag you there. Why? Seriously? It's your damned birthday, that's why. And? What do you think, dimwit? Maria and the girls want to celebrate. Get back there soon, okay? I'm planning to drop by too. Okay. Okay. As much as I'm loath to admit it, she can be kind of cute when she's not wishing me an eternity in hell. Not that I'm ever letting those words leave my lips. So, hey, I thought you were leaving. One day, I'll show you the world. Sometimes I wonder if that's the only phrase you know. Yes, I heard you the first 100 times. I won't get my hopes up. And she thinks I don't sugarcoat my words. Get your hopes up, damn it. Anyway, I'll see you later. I had every intention on making good on that promise. And I had more than enough reason to believe I could. Though, admittedly, it wasn't until recently that I could say so with such confidence. It was no longer a mere slumrat's fantasy. Our ranks were getting stronger by the day. Discontent with the Lord was up, but overall, so was our morale. I could feel it. The time was near. Though the biggest motivating factor lay elsewhere, in something that had occurred about a month earlier. I had yet to share that little nugget with anyone else, though. This could be the key to bringing it all together. But I need to keep my head in the right place today. It's Morgana's birthday above anything else. Planning this revolution can wait another day. I was probably a bit too eager to get started. My judgment clouded by anticipation. The very thought that I could soon be someone of real significance. And that excitement had probably leaked a bit into my conversation with Morgana. If only I had understood, had truly grasped the extent of my own capabilities, where I should have been focusing my effort, then perhaps we could have ended up on a very different path. But it would not be until much, much later that I came to realize the error of my ways. Not to do any foreshadowing or anything. I'm gonna keep it here for today. We're still in part 1. I looked at the achievements earlier, like not in a spoilery way, just looking at the names, and I think there's 3 parts to this, but I mean, again, I knew this was gonna be a slow burn. So, some opening up, some time skips. It's a bit, like it's understandable that they don't want to do like a ton of sprites for Morgana, but her sprite not changing after several years. It's always a bit strange, like you have to actively remind yourself, if Jacopo isn't the one doing it, like what age she is. So that's another 3 years past. I mean, with a birthday party, I'm sure they'll confirm her age once again, if she's like 14, 15 now. But yeah. Yeah, they're opening up to each other a little bit, and it's, I'm a bit torn, because on the one hand, like, it's great, on the other, you know that it means it's going to hurt so much more because of that later down the line. But also, if that's been 3 years, can I leave Jaren off the hook? Like, she was sus to me, okay? And she could still be like, I don't know, a spy or something, or nobility. Is that going too far? She could also still do whatever. Her intentions seem to be good towards Morgana so far, but I don't know. I'm always expecting the worst in this universe. And can you blame me? But yeah, that's it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I would really like to see your comments, your thoughts in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.